United States, U.S. President Donald Trump has accused members of the Israel House of Assembly, known in Hebrew word as Knesset, of apparent politically witch-hunting the Israel Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, with corruption case President Trump had described as nothing but political witch hunt, saying the Knesset prosecutors should let Benjamin Netanyahu go, that he's a war hero who have worked with the US to eliminate Iran nuclear threats, and currently he has a big job to do with negotiations of peace deals with Iran and Hamas, stressing in a question manner how possible is it for the Israel Prime Minister to sit in court all day long. The Prime Minister lawyer had filed a 2-week delay of the case, citing national security demands following the 12-day Israel-Iran war, but the court sitting in Jerusalem rejected the application on Friday, and Benjamin Netanyahu, who has spent 20 years as Israel Prime Minister, was expected to be in court on Monday for cross-examination in the corruption case that started with police investigation in 2016 and the court trial commenced in 2020, but a report from some foreign media quoting the Prime Minister political party, Likud, a few hours ago indicated that the court on Sunday has postponed the case and cancelled it from holding this week. Similarly, some members of the Knesset had accused the Prime Minister of trying to use the regional war with Hamas, Hezbollah and Iran to secure end to the corruption charges. The foreign media reported that the Israeli court on Sunday postponed Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's testimony in his corruption trial after he allegedly requested a delay with the support of US President Donald Trump, in a ruling published by the Premier's party. Following the explanations given, we partially accept the request and cancel at this stage Mr. Netanyahu's hearings scheduled for this week, the Jerusalem District Court said in its ruling, published online by the Likud party. It would be recalled that the Israel police began investigating Netanyahu in December 2016 and subsequently recommended indictments against him. The court is presided over by a panel of 3 Jerusalem District Court judges, Rivka Friedman-Feldman, Moshe Bar-Am, and Oded Sheam. Local media had reported that Friedman-Feldman previously served on the judicial panel that convicted former Israel Prime Minister Ehud Olmert of bribery, which the former Prime Minister was sentenced to 6-year imprisonment. On the 21st of November 2019, Netanyahu was officially indicted for breach of trust, accepting bribes, and fraud, leading him to legally relinquish his ministry portfolios other than Prime Minister. Netanyahu's trial in the Jerusalem District Court began on the 24th of May 2020, with witness testimony starting on the 5th of April 2021. The prosecution listed 333 witnesses. Netanyahu is now set to take the stand on Monday for cross-examination in a long-running corruption case. According to Al Jazeera, members of Israel's Knesset have accused Netanyahu of using the regional conflicts to secure an end to his corruption trial. Netanyahu is conditioning the future of Israel and our children on his trial. Naama Lazimi, Nigeria Anti-Corruption Police, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has told a federal high court sitting in Abuja that the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, is on international red alert or on the watch lists of security operatives abroad, and if left to travel abroad for medical treatment, he could be arrested, like the way and manner a Nigerian social media influencer and United States, U.S. convicted fraudster, Ramon Abba aka Hush Puppy, was arrested, adding, the charges against the ex-governor are connected to buildings he allegedly owned in Dubai and bank transactions in the US and United Kingdom, UK, praying the court to order Yahaya Bello to undergo the medical treatment in the ultra-modern hospital the ex-governor had boasted he built in Kogi State. Details of the report are presented verbatim below as made available by the Public Relations Unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Thursday. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Thursday, June 27, 2025, opposed an application filed by former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, seeking leave of court to travel abroad for medical treatment. The application was presented before Justice Emeka N. White of the Federal High Court, Maitama, Abuja, during the resumed hearing of Bello's alleged 80.2 billion naira's money laundering trial. His counsel, J. B. Daudu, San, urged the court to consider the defendant's health condition as paramount and to grant him permission to travel. Daudu informed the court that the application was brought pursuant to Section 173(2) of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA, and under the court's inherent jurisdiction. He said the application was backed by a 22-paragraph affidavit deposed to by the defendant himself, including annexures such as a medical report and a letter from a consultant cardiologist. He further argued that Bello had not traveled outside Nigeria in over 8 years and now required urgent medical attention which, according to him, cannot be provided even in the hospital he built. The subject of this application is the release of his passport, which was surrendered as part of his bail conditions. What should be considered is not whether there are alternatives in Nigeria but whether the defendant poses a flight risk, he said. He also claimed that the defendant has no criminal record abroad and may not pose a flight risk. He has no criminal record in those countries. The defendant is not a flight risk and will return before the end of August. My lord can even specify a return date, he said. However, prosecuting counsel, Kemi Pinheiro, San, strongly objected to the application, describing it as an abuse of court process. He argued that Bello had previously filed similar applications before another court, the current court and the FCT High Court, seeking the same relief, which he said was improper and confusing. Pinheiro advanced 5 main reasons the application should be denied. First, he said the motion was technically incompetent, as the sureties to Bello's bail were not informed or included in the application, thereby raising United States, U.S. President Donald Trump says, senators who voted for the passage of his tax spending bill he tagged as one big beautiful bill, a people that truly love the North America country, made the statement via his Truth social media platform shortly after the bill narrowly scaled through at the Senate chamber, after 2 members of his Republican political party voted against the bill that later succeeded with 51 votes in favor and 49 votes against the bill, which the Senate plenary session was apparently tensed as the U.S. Vice President, J.D. Vance, was seen in the video footage made online by close watchers entering the Capitol Hill venue of the Senate meeting on Saturday night. The Senate Republicans on Saturday narrowly voted to advance the sprawling 1,000-page bill to enact President Trump's agenda, despite the opposition of 2 grand old party, GOP or Republican lawmakers. The 2 Republicans voted against the bill were Senator Rand Paul, who opposes a provision to raise the debt limit by $5 trillion, and Senator Tom Tillis, who says the legislation would cost his state $38.9 trillion in federal Medicaid funding. According to local media, Senator Ron Johnson changed his no vote to aye, and holdout Senators Mike Lee, Rick Scott and Cynthia Lummis also voted yes to advance the bill. President Trump, in a statement he issued around 12 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time on Sunday, said, "Tonight we saw a great victory in the Senate with the great, big, beautiful bill, but it wouldn't have happened without the fantastic work of Senator Rick Scott, Senator Mike Lee, Senator Ron Johnson, and Senator Cynthia Lummis. They, along with all of the other Republican patriots who voted for the bill, are people who truly love our country. As President of the USA, I am proud of them all, and look forward to working with them to grow our economy, reduce wasteful spending, secure our border, fight for our military, vets, ensure that our Medicaid system helps those who truly need it, protect our Second Amendment, and so much more. God bless America and make America great again." We have reported that the United States, U.S. billionaire and one of the major prominent persons that campaigned with his own resources for the return of President Donald Trump to the White House for a second tenure, Elon Musk, has again condemned the latest version of tax and spending bill presented by President Trump as released by the U.S. Senate, describing the president policy as utterly destructive that will destroy millions of jobs in the U.S. and caused a strategic harm to the country. This Elon Musk stated on Saturday barely few weeks he settled feud with President Trump after he had openly rejected the bill and criticized the policy, which sparked serious concerns between both, who had continued for days to lash out on each other with words on social media. Elon Musk made the latest expression of strong disapproval against the tax spending policy on Saturday in a comment he made in reaction to an ex-social media tweet of Jesse D. Jenkins he reshared on his personal verified ex-social media handle. Jesse D. Jenkins had tweeted that the new Senate draft raises taxes on all wind and solar projects that haven't begun construction today unless they are
Radio, bringing you the news in a more digital way.